guys, so today I'm going to be giving you a tour of my writing desk, a place that I spend lots and lots of time, so let's check it out. Up on the very top level, I've got some pictures of friends and family. Here's a stack of scene note cards, I'll talk more about that later. And then I've got some books that I need to read, so lots and lots of books. My Little Pony, some pens and pencils and other things. This is my Shakespeare pen that I got when I went to Stratford upon Avon. It's definitely kind of like an inspirational thing for me and reminds me to write, because Shakespeare wrote a lot, you guys. And if he wrote 1,000,000 books, I can write one. Speaking of my books, here is a copy of Season of the Defender. And then I've also got kind of like a loose copy of my book as well. Okay, next up we've got my calendar. I've got some inspirational post-its and sayings and things like that. Here's a great post-it. What does this character make me feel? What does he need to make me feel for the story to work? These are kind of questions I ask myself a lot. These pictures, you guys, are such a huge inspiration to me. I kind of cast the movie of my book, and I don't know, just seeing these faces reminds me of my characters and really just motivates me as I write and as I edit. Over on the other side, I've kind of got this contract that I got from the How to Revise Your Novel class. These are my current scene cards, so I just kind of, have them in order of scenes as they are in my book. Like if I need to make notes along the way, I kind of write them on the back of each scene. I've also got a notebook that's got kind of a to-do list for editing, and as you can see, it's a lot. Now let's talk about one of the most fantastic tools I use as a writer, and that is Scrivener. If you're a writer and you're not using Scrivener, you need to use it, you guys. This program really changed the way that I write. It's just so freaking fantastic. I will put the web address for the website down below so you can check it out. Now this is the actual Scrivener program here. I just love it. On the left hand side you can kind of see that everything is broken down into scenes, and that's one of the features that I love so much. I also love this feature where you can write by blacking out the rest of the screen. It just helps to keep me less distracted. There's also a note card feature for those of you that kind of like to see everything laid out. That's fantastic. And you guys, I'm just scratching the surface. There are so many more features of this program. It's only 40 bucks, you guys, and it's available for Windows and for Mac. There's also a free trial, so you should definitely go check it out. Most of you guys know that I am in the process of trying to write a book, so I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a writing update for VEDA day number 4. So I'm actually done writing the first draft of my book, and I'm deep in the process of trying to edit that draft. Now, once I'm done with that, I'm actually going to let a few chosen people read my manuscript. So there are 4 people: my critique partner, Danielle, one of my friends who lives in the UK named Claire, who is an avid reader and who hounds me every time I talk to her about when she's gonna get to read my book. My best friend, Jennifer Garrett, who is not a big reader, but I know she will break that streak just for me. And then lastly, one of my sisters, my sister Lovey, who is also a writer and an avid reader. So I'm gonna trust the 4 of them to read my first edit and then kind of get back to me with some feedback. Eventually what I'm gonna try to do is I'm going to try to query an agent, and I'm gonna try to sell my book. But there is no way on this green earth that I would ever do that without letting someone else read it first and then going back to edit again, kind of based on their reactions. I'm kind of really excited about that, about finally letting someone read it and about finally kind of getting some feedback from it. I took an editing course online called How to Revise Your Novel by Holly Lyle, and it was fan-freaking-tastic. I think one of the biggest takeaways for me from her course was that this first time editing a book is going to be the hardest. I've got lots of other books that I want to write, and eventually I will come up with a process for editing. At this point though, I'm really still kind of developing my own process. And so I'm really learning just to be patient with myself. I wish I was done, but you know what? I'm not. And it's going to take the time that it takes. I'm really close though. I'd say within a month, I'm going to be sending it out to those 4 people. So I really can't wait to kind of hear back from them and to kind of finish it up, Editing is such a different animal from writing, Like writing was just kind of like write and don't stop, and who cares if it's wrong, just keep going, and if you get a new idea, you just do it. But editing is about refining, and I think there's something about getting to that point where you're kind of making those final decisions, like this is what it's going to be when someone reads it. Is that okay? Am I okay with that? Oh my gosh. I also think there were days where I would sit down to write and it would just be like, okay, I'm gonna write this, and then all of a sudden I would think of 50 million other things that I needed to do, which would distract me or take me off down a road that I didn't need to go down. And then by the end of my writing day, I would have really accomplished very little. So yeah, I'm learning. It's a process. This is the first time I've ever written or edited a book. And you know what? I'm going to make some mistakes, and that's okay. I know so many of you guys out there who are subscribed to this YouTube channel are writers, and I hope you guys are going well. I would love to hear where you're at in your writing process. Okay, you guys, VEDA day number 4. Let's talk about what today's homework is. Today's homework is dedicated to all you writers out there. So the book I'm writing is a young adult book. So I read a lot of young adult books. One of my favorite authors who blogs is Susan Dennard. And you guys, her blog is just like changing my life. I mean, it's so fantastic. And it's been so motivating. She's got so much kind of information and resources for writers. You should definitely check it out. She just did a really fantastic series on how to establish a writing routine. It's super in-depth, you know, it's not just kind of like, here's 5 points, go for it. No, it is way deeper than that. And it looks at, you know, trying to figure out what time of the day you write best and just all kinds of things, you guys. I will put a link to her website down below. If you are a writer, you should definitely go check her out. Okay, you guys, that is it for me. VEDA day number 4. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye-bye.